So when it comes to HDMI splitters, you're going to want these when you want a dual output. So what I mean by that is you've got one HDMI here and you've got two slots here. Where can you use this? Well, at the moment that HDMI is an input, so we can input into a source where you've got two outputs. So where would we want to output? Well, firstly I want to output into a HDMI capture card, which means I need a HDMI cable from the output here to the input there. So think about this. This is the camera or the games console. Signal is coming out, your picture, your gameplay coming out into here, and you can have two places you can watch it. The first place that watches it is a HDMI capture card to record the gameplay, so it goes into that one. The second one can go into a TV, so you can watch the gameplay in real live, as in how it is, no delays, no latency. So that's the use for it. Now let's plug it up and see how that comes into play. Right now this version allows me to do that via HDMI, but I might need a converter here to convert this HDMI, because not all HDMIs fit in all devices. So here you'll see if I'm using my camera in place of the games console like the PS65, you can put in a mini HDMI. So first thing I'm going to need is an adapter to make my HDMI a mini HDMI. Have I got one? Of course I've got one. I'm sure I've got one. Let's find that. So what I'm showing you here is a few sizes. So you'll see HDMI. That's like a full HDMI size. A normal games console fits in your TV. That size is the mini, and then that size is the micro. My camera actually takes the micro. So what I'm going to do is female to male, plug it in, and as if by magic, I've made my big HDMI a small one, and then that will fit into my camera, just like this. Obviously, I'm using a camera here, but you might have a games console, so you might not need that adapter. But it's worth keeping in mind, if you have all these adapters, when you come to use them, you've got an option. Like I just pulled out 5 or 6, and now I can do what I want to do. Otherwise, I'll have to go online, order it, and wait a couple of days, or if you got Amazon Prime, next day, or same day possibly. Okay, so now here, that signal is coming out. That signal is coming out of the camera, and I've got two places I can send that signal. Where do I want to send it? First thing I want to do is get a HDMI cable, like this one here, and plug one in here. There. So that one can go. That's one end. That's one end of it. There's the other end. The other end goes into the capture card. So where people get confused is the input and the output. So in this, it says input. So we need a signal going into this card. Remember, the camera is sending a signal out. It's going out of here, into here, which is a good way of doing it. If I flip that around, it won't work, because we're trying to send an in signal and an out, if that makes sense. So that goes into my computer. HDMI capture card, like that. Should I plug it in? We're going to do it live. We're going to do it. Okay, so I've plugged that in. I'm going to not turn that on. I'm going to set my camera up to send a signal out. But remember here, I've got room for another output. Do I have an HDMI? Oh, yes. Do I? Do I? Possibly. We do. I have a HDMI. But you know what? You always don't have the right adapter. Have I got a mini to a full? I doubt it. So let's do that. So I've got another HDMI cable. What I'm going to do is show you the walkthrough here. So as you're looking at this, remember we've got a slot here. Where's my HDMI cable? Here it is. I'm going to plug this HDMI into here. So that camera is sending out one signal along here. The splitter allows me to see the same thing. You can't extend displays. So if you've got monitors, you can't extend the display. It'll just be a duplicate view. So I've got two same sources split out over the splitter. One goes into my computer to record. One is here. Where do I put that? Glad you asked. Just there. That's a monitor, display, whatever you want to call it. Now, turn it on. Is it on? Yeah. So the HDMI goes in the back of the computer monitor. Let's turn the monitor on. I've got batteries in here. I'll have to, let me spin it around. Let me turn it around and then I can show you again. Okay, so I've turned the monitor on. Let's go to HDMI. Sources. Oh, it's on VGA at the moment. No signal yet because there's nothing plugged in. Sources. Okay, here we go. HDMI 1. Let me turn this on. Oh, look at that beauty, mate. Okay. Okay, so now, how do I show you this? Oh my god, that's like infinity. 1 minute.